Hello, everyone. Welcome to At World of Pets podcast. Tonight we have an exciting show for you. And we want our pets to live a long time because we want them to spend a lot of time with us. But we also want that to be a good quality life. So, with that in mind, we at World of Pets podcast want to explore all things pets. So, host, take it away.
All right. Right now, we're going to say thank you to Deb and
I
welcome
heard that.
in and welcome in my co-host Anthony Dunham, who I was on a podcast earlier with on my channel listed below, and his lovely assistant that she wants to say hi tonight. Hello, darling.
She's actually the reason we're having tonight's show. She recently
Oh,
adopted a new family member.
wow. What's this new family member's name?
Her name is Rosie.
Rosie. That's adorable. And what form of new family member is this Rosie in?
Um,
A dog.
a dog.
Very good. And what kind of breed is she?
Oh,
She's a Dachshund
a
mix.
Dachshund mix.
All right. Well, I love Dachshund mix as well. So that's good too. So I hear that we're going to talk about David's art tonight, the 3x3x3, getting onto David's art.
Yeah, that's
So
clever.
what's step number one?
So the 3x3x3 is actually something that I was not familiar with until a while back in my political ventures that I do. And through this podcast, I met a friend of mine named Laura. She's been on the podcast before. And she runs the Tucson Action Team, which is an animal rights advocacy group. And I'm just talking to her about what we can do at the state level to ensure animal rights and that animals are treated fairly and not abused. And in our different meetings, I found out that she's also on the board of directors at the Pima Animal Care Center, which is our local shelter. So she wanted a dog for Christmas. She had done well in school all year long since school had started. So it was the first half of the school year. And so Santa granted her wish, and we were going to go pick out a dog. And in so doing, Laura texted me and reminded me of the rules, what they call the rules of three. And I had not heard of them before. But it's basically there's the 3-3-3 rule, which is a general guideline for the adjusting period, for a new pet after adoption. And the first one is the first 3 days. So that's the first three. Is the first 3 days. That you can expect your pet it could be fleeing because it feels overwhelmed. That you can run, that they might run and hide and shut down, not be comfortable enough to be themselves, and that they're going to test boundaries within those first 3 days. I feel like Rosie, the new dog, only did that once. She messed in the house the first night we had her. After that, she was fairly comfortable. Now, what it did take, and this is about introducing them to pets that have previously lived in the home. So my other dog, Cobb, which we've had on the show before and talked about extensively, is here in the home. We've had her since she was 9 weeks old. She's now over 3 years old. So she's been the family dog for a long, long time. And we were wondering how Rosie was going to adjust to her. Well, was it last night or this morning they were actually playing together?
It was last night and I think this morning.
And again this morning. So they were playing together. So the adjustment period for Rosie and Cobb has not taken, it took right at around 3 days, and they're pretty much comfortable with each other.
Sure. What was the first introduction? How did you do that?
We just brought her home from the shelter. Cobb is really good with other animals anyway. She pretty much loves everything. Okay. When we were up in the Northwest on the ranch, she would chase every animal. And for her, it wasn't chasing like, I'm going to hunt this animal. It was chasing like, we're all playing together. So I'm going to go out and chase this moose and hope it doesn't stomp me into dust. And, and I'm going to go out and chase whatever it was. And that was just a game for her. She just loves being around other animals. And every dog she sees, she's never met a stranger. So we knew Cobb wouldn't be the issue. And so our first introduction was just, we brought her home from the shelter. We brought her into the house and we just set her down. She was a little shy. There was a little bit of growling and nipping the first couple of days, but nothing too super aggressive. And now, I mean, they're not super like close right now, but you can tell that they're getting more and more comfortable as the days go on.
And I did see her barking at the cat, so she's not fully used to the cat yet.
Yeah, the cat's a different story though, but yes.
Well, there's always a good time for right now.
Right,
And
exactly.
it always takes a dog, especially how many pounds is Rosie?
30.
30 pounds. Okay, so like mid-sized dog, and almost just shy of mid-size. So that's interesting because me having raised dachshunds, and that's been the only breed that I've raised. They all got along with cats. I think they thought they were cats. To be honest with you,
Yeah.
so
She's not super aggressive with the cat. She's seen the cat 2 or 3 times at this point. And all she does is bark. But when you tell her to go away or leave it alone, she leaves it alone. She's not super aggressive with it. I think it's just a matter of getting them used to each other. You know, she's excited to have a cat in the house and something that's bigger, that's smaller than her, because she's a little bit smaller than Cobb. But yeah, I mean, I think it's going to be a good introduction. There should be a picture. I sent over some pictures and videos of her, so we should be able to pull up a picture, hopefully, and let everybody see the dog. I don't think she looks very dachshund. I think she looks more beagle-ish, but she's a cute dog.
very good, very good. We'll wait for that to get pulled up. Do you know like precisely how old Rosie is?
She's 3.
At 3.
Mhm.
Very good, very good.
Now, here's the video
there we
of
go.
Claire first walking her in the shelter. And here's the crazy thing. The lady at the shelter that was helping us was named Amanda. One of the first things Amanda told us, and that's Amanda right there. One of the first things that Amanda told us was that this dog does not walk well on the leash. She walked very well the first time Claire ever tried to walk her on a leash. So it was almost like an instant bonding thing.
Sure.
Then whenever we take her out, she starts coughing.
Yeah, she's taking right to you.
Do you think
She took right to her. So that's her. That's Rosie. You got a good look at her there. What do you think, Mr. Dachshund?
Yeah. Just wonderful. Anything about pets, I love pets. I've got stories for days. So, young lady, our new official boss for the night. What's the favorite thing about your new puppy dog?
She is calm and sweet, and she loves to be petted, and like whenever I don't pet her, she puts her paw on me, and that's when I know she wants to be petted. But she's very sweet and friendly.
Yeah. Does she like to crawl under blankets?
Yeah, one night she crawled under my blanket because she knew I had a blanket, so I lifted it up and she went under it. She loves blankets.
Yeah,
I even bought her one.
that's a good sign. That means she is part dachshund for sure.
Yeah.
Do you want to tell us about part number 2 out of the 3? Would you like to tell us about that?
So after 3 weeks, read these bullet points right here about after 3 weeks. Now, the one thing you got to remember about these is that these are not universally always true. Each dog is different. Like I said, in the first 3, which was a 3-day adjustment period, it didn't take our dogs quite 3 days to start being, stop snipping and snipping at each other. And that's the way it is with animals. They're just kind of learning the pecking order. One's got to be in charge. So you're going to read this line right here. After 3 weeks.
After 3 weeks, starts settling in, feeling more comfortable, realizing that could be home.
Figured out
Their environment, shows their true personality, behavior.
Behavior issues may begin to show.
Behaviors issues may begin to show.
All right.
Now, well, basically, the gist of what it's saying is after 3 weeks, as the dog is getting more comfortable and settling in, its true personality may be able to come out. So, or it will start coming out. So, what they're saying is some of the behavioral issues, maybe persistent barking, not walking so much on a leash, fighting with other animals in the home, not listening and obeying, simple directions like sit and stay and come and things like that. Well, you might begin to see some of those things after 3 weeks because now the dog is beginning to settle in and become more comfortable, right? It's
Yeah.
kind of like that toddler that's pushing the boundaries and testing the limits. They're
Right.
comfortable at home. They're comfortable with you. They want to know what they can get away with, and their personality is beginning to show. It's kind of the same thing with a dog, is what they're saying after 3 weeks. So the first 3 was 3 days. Now we're at the 3 week mark.
Well, that makes really good sense because even in any like even a job relationship or something like that, like just a random situation that you're going to have to be participating in on a regular basis, you're going to have to adjust to it. It takes time, and I think that's even a human trait too. I know I every 3 weeks I have to adjust to what's around me, so why not a dog, right?
Exactly.
So what behavioral traits do you propose or think that your new puppy dog is displaying or may display in the future?
What do you think her personality is going to be like? What do you think so far? Is she sweet and cuddly? Is she kind of anxious and
She-
nervous?
Sweet and cuddly, but a little nervous and anxious. But she's very sweet and she loves to cuddle.
Very good. It's always good to have a cuddly dog.
Mhm.
Yeah, I think she's going to be a really good dog. She appears to be very bright. She's already gotten used to the name that so Rosie was not her name. That's the name that Miss Claire picked for her, was Rosie. And so, like she's already beginning to respond to that. Like if you look at her and go, "Hey, Rosie," she kind of cocks her head a little bit and looks at you. So she really appears to be a smart dog. I think she's going to be smart, cooperative. I really do believe she's going to be a good pairing with Cobb. But,
Right.
I think we have a couple more weeks before we'll know that for sure.
Sure. What so as you're breaking her into the routines and your routines and all that stuff, what do you think are the most important aspects of breaking in a new dog with your existing dog? What would be the most profound, I guess you would say?
I think the first thing is you have to be patient and you have to know the personality of the existing dog. So if you have an existing pet in the home, an existing dog, and you're going to introduce another dog. Now, when you get a rescue dog, a lot of times they don't know. So, for example, in this case, Rosie she was tethered to a shopping cart and just kind of left there. And one of the Pima Animal Care Center animal control officers actually found her and the other 2 dogs that she was with, which may have been her brothers.
She has 2
And-
brothers.
And those dogs were all rescued on the same day, tethered to a cart. Now, here's the thing. In Arizona, it's actually illegal to tether your dog to anything. You can't put them on a runner. You can't put them on any sort of chain outside. You cannot tether your dog to anything.
Sure.
We do have leash laws, but you can't tether your dog to anything. So that was illegal right there. So that's how she was. So they don't know. I was saying that to say they don't know exactly how her interaction was with other animals. In other words, does the individual that tethered her to that shopping cart, obviously she was with the other 2 dogs, but did they live in a home with other animals? Was it an instant introduction? Were these her pups? She had a litter of pups at some point. They can tell that. Were these her pups? Those kind of things. So you have to know the personality of your existing dog and know how your existing dog is. And then you have to be patient with the new dog. And you got to be willing to work with it and understand a little bit of this, as long as they're not going after each other very aggressively and violently, a little bit of the growling and the snipping and the snarling is going to be normal in the animal kingdom. As I said earlier, like with any animals, right? If you go into a rooster's roost, right? And there's multiple roosters in there, they're going to establish a pecking order. They're going to establish which rooster is the alpha. And it's the same thing with dogs, right? That's where we get that alpha personality from. Wolves are very, very much this way. The alpha is in charge of the whole pack, right? And so, they just have to, you have to be patient. You have to do the slow introductions, and you kind of have to let the dogs resolve these issues themselves. We kind of slowly brought them together, and whenever Cobb would get near Rosie, I would pet both dogs and make sure both dogs knew it's okay, you're comfortable, you're fine, you're good. Kind of pet them and let them do that. Now they can be near each other, and the snipping is pretty much completely stopped. So it's a matter of patience, knowing the personality of your current pet, patience in dealing with the new pet, and then just keeping a close eye on the interactions. If it gets too aggressive and too violent, you may have to take alternative measures. But in this case, it didn't. So it's just being patient, knowing the personality, being patient, and then just keeping an eye on them.
Yeah, and developing patterns, time patterns.
Well, right.
That's
Well, getting into your normal routine, you have to the reason you have to be patient
Yeah.
is you got to allow the new dog to adjust to your normal routine. Because again, in a situation like with Rosie, we don't know what her old routine was. We have no clue. And so she's adjusting to us, right? We kind of have to be gracious and patient with that.
Yeah, the key, and that's probably not easy to do. Maybe this time of the year is probably the best time of year to do that down in Arizona because it gets so hot there in the summer. In Colorado, I could train a dog pretty much any time of year, but you guys get extreme heat. So the shelter that you got her from was down there in I forget what town.
It's in Tucson. Well, it's in Pima County, which is the county we're in. There are some other small shelters around town and in the county, but that's kind of the main hub. That's kind of the biggest main one. They're actually opening an east side location, which would have been a little closer to me, but that's not open yet. They're hoping early this coming year, in the next few months here in early 2026, to get the new east side location opened. But as far as right now, yeah. So it's called Pima Animal Care Center. They call it PAC for short because it's PACC. And that's the largest, most well-known, kind of best shelter in town. Like I said, some other towns and places have some smaller rescues or shelters, but that's kind of the one that's the main hub.
Okay, that's great. Does Claire want to tell us about step number 3 onto David's Ark?
So on David's Ark, okay. So after 3 months, the dog will finally comfortable in their home, building trust and a true bond, gained a complete sense of security with the new family, and settled into a routine. So do you think that Rosie's going to be able to do that quicker than 3 months? Do you think she's already beginning to settle in? Or do you think you're going to have to be a little more patient and allow her a little more time?
Well, she already is kind of settling in, but she might need more time, and I might have to be patient, so maybe more time.
Well, Claire, I got to ask you a question. Are you going to be patient right meow or later?
Right, meow.
Right now.
And our routine is a little different because they don't live in either home full time. They live with me 50% of the time and with their mom 50% of the time. And again, we don't know what environment Rosie's coming out of. And because of the way that the break shook out and mom having the kids for Christmas Eve and that, I kind of have the kids for an extended period. So I've had them for a week and a half. So Rosie here in the beginning is going to be around Claire a little longer than is normal. So it might take Rosie a little longer to adjust to the fact that Claire's only here 50% of the time and I'm the only one that's here full time. Because the kids are only here half the time. So, Cobb adjusted to that from the beginning because that's been her norm since she came to live with us. But, getting the kids into the routine or getting the dog into the routine that Claire, her new owner, will only be here 50% of the time.
You mean Rosie?
I think Rosie, I'm sorry. Yeah, I think is going to be the biggest adjustment.
Poor Claire.
That's okay. I do that with my kids too. I can't ever get when I'm talking to multiples or about multiples of them, I'm getting them all confused. I'll call the dog by their name. I'll call them by the dog's name. It's
And that's how you know we're all human here. Especially right now in this moment.
Right. You listen, meow. Do I look like your cat to you? Do I drink milk from a saucer?
Only right now. Claire, what do you look forward to with raising this being your first dog? What do you look forward to?
I'm looking forward to let her cuddle me, and I'll take her to the park so that she can play outside. And I'm looking forward for her to have a good life, to have a good home too. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Have you taught her how to play fetch yet?
No, we might teach her tomorrow if we do have time.
All right. Let her get comfortable first, and then teach her to play fetch.
Yeah, I think
Fetch.
that's going to be a little ways down the road. I think
Yeah.
maybe we'll work on that in the second 3 after 3 weeks, and she's beginning to settle in a little more, feeling a little more comfortable.
Yeah. I got some ideas, Claire. Your dad knows how to
Do
call
at
me. I
least a
got some
full
ideas on
cycle.
how to train a dog how to play fetch.
Oh yeah, what's that?
Well, I got to tell her now. All right. So take notes. Here's what Ashley did for me. Is I came home, and this is when I had Peyton Pooh, born blind, couldn't see out the other, right? But he loved to play fetch, and he'd use his nose and sniff around. So she cut the bottom of a bag, gift bag out, and tacked it to the front door, within reach, not within reach, but within a throwing distance of the ball. And because she and I like to play basketball over at the park, she taught Peyton Pooh to be our ball return, playing basketball inside from the couch.
Yeah. Cool. So David, we have a viewer question. This is from Beyond Reach Studios.
Let me see
So
here.
Claire, are you ready? Beyond Reach Studios. Here's the question. What made you decide this was the right time to bring a new pet home? Oh, maybe that's more from me.
It's a great
Well, you
question.
can go ahead and answer that one, and then I'll answer.
Well, I wanted to adopt more dogs. There was one that I was really looking forward to. His name was Ears, but I kind of wanted to like adopt a dog right away. So I took her home. I let her like sniff around, and she's been getting more comfortable. She sleeps with me at night. So she's just getting more used to it, and it kind of makes me happy to see her have a new home too. So it really makes me happy.
Yeah, and like I said, I think one of the big factors was it was kind of if she could do well in school this whole first semester, first half of the year, and kind of proved to me that she's going to be responsible enough to own a dog, and I think that she's done well with that. So I think it was just now was the right time. I live in the middle of the city, and I'm a country boy at heart. I'm a rancher. We've talked in an extent about my goal for my equine assisted therapy ranch. So this fall, I'm hoping to purchase just a little bit of land out here in Arizona, 3 to 5 acres. So the dogs have been asking, or the kids have been asking, like, can we get another dog, or can we get another dog or two? So I had some basic rules. We can get a dog, but it can't be too much bigger than Cobb. She initially wanted a golden retriever, so that was going to be the only exception to it can't be bigger than Cobb, because Cobb's about 40 pounds and she's officially a medium. So, so now was the right time because I think, first of all, this dog is a little slightly smaller than Cobb, both in height and weight, and just she's 9 years old. She's kind of proven herself. 9.5 years old. She's kind of proven herself through this last semester. And we've kind of gotten settled into where we are. And the dog will be here in enough time to settle before we move this fall onto some land, hopefully. So
That'll be good. I look forward to your project coming up, brother. I look forward to everything you got coming up, but we won't get into that. But Miss Claire, what do you think your ultimate goal with this puppy dog's going to be? Like, where do you see yourself in 5 years with this dog? Because you're growing up, the puppy's growing up. You're going to get to teach that dog to be like you. So I'm asking you indirectly, where do you see yourself in 5 years? Besides having my job.
In 5 years.
you'll be 14 and a half.
I know, I'll be 14. Well, in 5 years, I probably want to see her growing up, and I want to train her, so I'll probably train her a lot. And I really am looking forward for her to have a good future with me. And that's all I have to say.
You're a very mature young lady.
And if you do have more questions, if there's live listeners, we'd love to answer those questions live. So go ahead and put them in the chat. Oh, here comes another one. What do you love most about being Rosie's person?
I love how sweet she is, and I love how cuddly she is. And she's a very sweet dog. She listens, but sometimes she can be a little afraid. And she's getting used to the place and stuff, so she's being very sweet, and I really love having her as my dog.
Very good.
Awesome. All right, David. Well, I guess we can talk a little more and see if we get any more questions in the comments
Sure.
before we make it a wrap. I think we got about 4 more minutes. Yeah.
So I guess the other thing, we've talked about, the adjustment period. We've talked about, how to train them in, how to try and get them along, and all that stuff. So, I mean, I've had dogs live together with other roommates. And all my dogs were dachshunds, mind you, and all the other dogs that we lived with were pit bulls. And it was about the people that actually alphaed up and set the boundaries for the dog. Do you see yourself having to do that at all with your new puppy?
Wait, what?
With your new puppy, do you have to alpha up?
Not so far. We have a question in the private chat I'll get to in a second. Not so far. So far, she appears to be a very cooperative and kind of submissive dog as far as us being the people and her being the animal. There hasn't been a real big kind of these dogs determining. Cobb is very submissive, and so I think Rosie's kind of going to be the alpha in this situation.
Okay.
Cobb will literally roll over and put her legs up in the air and just be like, all right. Cobb's not going to fight with you at all. So I don't imagine that that's going to be much of an issue. The question in the private chat was, will you take her to any organized training? I guess it just depends on what we see over the next few weeks. So far, she's been very easy to deal with. We did have a small issue this morning or this afternoon, and one of the times we took the dogs out, because where I am, we have absolutely no property. So you can't just like open a back slider and let the dogs out and do their business, and then open the door and let them back in. You have to walk them every time they go out, and
Right.
so
It's good exercise.
right. So she got out this morning. The garage door got opened a little bit quicker than I wanted it to. And so she kind of went out, and then she went into the neighbor's garage because they were getting ready to take their dogs out. But immediately when I had the harness on her and I was trying to put the leash on the harness, I don't like using collars it's just me personally. There's nothing wrong with them. I'm not saying if you do it, you're wrong. I prefer harnesses. I think you have more control and I think it's more comfortable for the dog, but that's just my personal opinion. So I was trying to get the leash on the harness, and she kind of went into the neighbor's garage. But as soon as I caught up with her and put my hand out to grab the harness, she immediately stopped and looked at me and let me put the leash on. So far, she hasn't like pushed that boundary of I'm going to run away from you
Very cool.
much when you're trying to get me. So the short answer is the next couple of weeks will determine whether or not we put her into organized training or not.
Sure. And we've talked to some of the trainers out there on this podcast. I mean, I encourage everybody to go back and listen to previous podcasts. We've covered all kinds of things, from nonprofit shelters to veterinarians to lawyers to all kinds of stuff. Go back and watch our previous shows, guys. It's worth your time. We take the time, so it's worth your time. That's all I got to say about that. Any closing thoughts here?
Anything you want to say as we get off?
Darling Claire.
No.
Anything you want to tell the people right now?
Come on. Be positive. Say something positive and happy.
I'm thinking.
Me too.
Peace.
Peace.
Peace. Peace, love, joy, happiness, forgiveness,
And apple pie.
and
So,
apple pie with whipped cream, by the way.
well, as always, I just like to say, again, as I always say, we love you. You are loved. You are appreciated. And you matter. And we would rather have a 3 a.m. conversation with you than to hear your name on the headline. So if you need anything at all that we can help you with, please feel free to reach out. And we'd love to do what we can to help you.
Absolutely. God bless you all. We pray for you. Come see me over on Rumble. I'll pray for you personally. Reach out to us, guys. We are here for you. We're here to serve. We're here to have fun. We're here to smile, laugh, raise our children, raise our puppies, raise our cats, raise our lizards, and you name it. We're here to just make life better.
And as always, we want to thank Deb at debspets.com, the sponsor of our show, and really the creator of the show. And so go to debspets.com for all your pet wellness needs. What did you want to say in closing?
Love your pets and take good care of them.
Take care of your dad too.
That was good. All right, everybody.
All right, love y'all. Talk to you soon.